Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel, and this is the first video on grade 1 theory. Just a reminder that I'm not affiliated to abrsm, but I do teach the abrsm syllabus at my school. I go according to the syllabus as found on www.mymusictheory.com. They've got absolutely incredible modules set up for you with all the components of each of the grades. There's a practice test at the end of each module, and if you want the written instructions to back up maybe what I'm telling you verbally, please go there and check it out. So the first two modules in grade 1 theory in the abrsm syllabus deal with the staff, the clefs, and note names. Right, so I'm going to show you the staff and the clefs today and just give you an introduction to where theory should start. So what you're looking at here is a staff. A staff always has 5 lines. I've seen some bad representations of music on the net and they have 4 lines or 2 lines, and it should always have 5 lines. So that's the staff. You spell that S-T-A-F-F. Some people say stave, S-T-A-V-E, and that's also all right. ABRSM use staff. And basically what you're looking at, the staff is a graphic representation on which you are going to put the pitches of music. So pitch is an element of music. It has to do with high or low sounds. So there are 2 clefs that go onto these staves, and later we'll see that there are in fact more clefs. But in grade 1 theory we learn about the treble clef and the bass clef. Right, so if I put a treble clef on the staff, what it does is it changes the view of the pitches on the staff. If I put a bass clef, it gives me a different view of the pitches. So it's rather simple. The treble clef represents the higher pitches and the bass clef represents the lower pitches. If you go to a piano and you go to the middle of the piano, basically everything on your right is represented by the treble and everything on your left is represented by the bass clef. Then what happens is the pitches are represented by notes, and these notes are drawn on lines and spaces on each of the staffs. A good place to start, and the first note that you should learn in music before we get to all the other notes in the next video, is middle C, MC, middle C, MC. So if you go to the piano and you find the middle of the piano, which is usually by the keyhole of the lid, you'll find a note there called middle C. And middle C is basically the middle mark of this graphic representation. So going up from middle C, you'll get the high pitches, and down from middle C, you'll get the low pitches. So middle C is there on the treble clef, and it's there on that ledger line. That's a ledger line. A ledger line is a little line that you can extend the staff with on the bass clef. But they both sound at the exact same pitch. Okay, so please try and understand what middle C is. And then lastly, you have to learn to draw the clefs. So eventually you'll draw something like that, your own signature clef. But the rules around the treble clef are that you start on the G line, and it has various points in the clef. So this is your starting point. You touch on the 3rd line, you come down to the 1st line, and you cross on this 4th line from the bottom. You have to have these 4 points intact to draw a very nice treble clef. So what I want you to do is go and take some music manuscript paper and draw 50 treble clefs, and then once you've drawn it neatly, try and do it fast and develop a signature style. As long as you can recognize that it's a treble clef, that's fine. The bass clef is much easier. It's simply an arc like that with 2 little dots. Now, have a look at this. The treble clef starts on a G note, and therefore it's also called the G clef. And the bass starts on an F note in the bass, and that's why it's also called an F clef. Okay, that's it for today. You can proceed to video 2. Thank you.